Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at the back half of the games for Weekend League and the second account. Rocking with Eden Hazard and Dumornay up top, who both have been pretty good. Tatiana Pinto is, I think, an underrated card in this game. Hopefully she gets an Evo soon too. Let's see. You've seen me use everybody else here. We are using a different formation though. Try not the 4-2-2. I'm just bored of everything. You've probably, if you've been watching my content lately, I've tried the 4-3-3 holding, I've tried the 4-3-2-1, I've tried 4-2-3-1 narrow, I've tried 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. Everything's a little bit boring. I can't seem to get the 4-2-3-1 wide to work as I was before, so we're just kind of experimenting with everything else. The movement here with Neymar is actually really good. Add the sacrifice of it being worse defensively and a little bit inconsistent in build-up. Having two strikers is kind of nice, though. It's not something I normally like doing, but I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. We will see how this goes. It's been great for Neymar. I wish Pinto was getting a little bit more involved on the offense, but I've got to kind of sacrifice her AI to get his AI good, if that makes sense. It is nice, though. It's a little bit, like, lopsided, so if one side's not working, you can always try the other side. If your opponent's, like, consistent with their roles, then having your roles being consistent might mean you get an advantage one way that you wouldn't another, if that makes sense. But we're just going to hop on into the highlights here and see if we can get another rank 1 here. Alrighty, let's get on started. Now, we're rocking the 4-2-2. I want to explain this formation a little bit. This is the second account. We're not going to do quite as well on this one as the main, so I think I'll leave most of the gameplay conversation for the main account this weekend, but we'll just talk about the formation a little bit so you can understand my thought process with this. Now, I used quite a few alternate formations. I've been trying to kind of mess around with them. I think I mentioned in the first video. We tried the 4-3-2-1. We tried the 4-2-3-1 narrow instead of the wide like I've been doing. I tried the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, and actually that one's the most intriguing. The 4-1-2-1-2 narrow is almost always one that I come to towards the end of the year, but this year it's just because everybody uses an actually wide formation. Like last year when everybody used the 4-3-2-1, which is the two center forwards, I had no problem defending everybody in the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, but this year because everyone's in the 4-2-1-3, with the left wing and the right wing, it's just a little bit too vulnerable out there. I wish I had a little bit more success defensively, because I loved the narrow one offensively. But unfortunately, it is what it is. You've got to kind of adapt to what everybody else is doing, of course, a little bit, and guard against the popular stuff, because, you know, it's just going to be that game after game after game. Somehow, everyone's still just using one formation. Even in July, you think people would try at least one other thing, like I am, but hey. And the 4-1-2-2 narrow was great. The only real vulnerability is just all the gap between your kind of fullback and strikers, because there's no width there, and if they just get it to their fullback and they can sprint for 50 yards, then there's nothing you can do about it. So what I've got with this 4-2-2 is a little bit more, it's better defensively. It's still not perfect. I really do miss one of the central cams just being able to guard the space against the opponent's CDMs. You can get away with it with the double cams. You just got to kind of swap to them and drag them back quite frequently. So do keep that in mind. But on offense, what I'm doing, it's double advanced forward attack, which is the first time I've used that all year. First time I used two strikers as well. It is the best movement in this one, I think. It prevents the strikers from getting in each other's way. As much as I'm a fan of advanced forward support and all of that, when you've got two strikers, advanced support just kind of makes them go super wide, and that's not what I'm looking for here. So advanced forward attack at least keeps them both central and usable all the time. And then the left cam, Neymar, is on Shadow Striker, and he's got to be, that's his only role, but it is what's working out for me too. I've tested some other things. So Shadow Striker on him, and then the right cam is Playmaker Build-Up, which is not a role I've used for the rest of the year. It's quite interesting that we've gone to this now. What that does is Dumornay kind of drops towards a little bit deeper, almost like a center mid role instead of a cam role. The left CDM, to cover kind of the gaps of Neymar, who Shadow Striker is getting into the box. Left CDM is on roaming. And essentially what you've got, if you can envision it, like the right cam is dropping back to play CM, the left CDM is stepping up to play CM, and so what you've got there is the 4-1-2-2 narrow. And so it's basically just created that formation on offense while still having the 4-2-2 on defense. Didn't quite expect this to work out how it did. I'm very surprised at how the AI works like this, because I actually score, and you'll see this on the second account, so do be excited for this. I score a couple goals with Neymar, who's left cam drifting all the way over to right cam. Like he'll search the whole pitch for space, it almost seems. Sometimes he's direct center cam, sometimes he's still left cam out wide, like you see him here. Just immediately on the counterattack, you see him at the side, of course. I don't know what I'm doing scoring this goal. What a mess. But yeah, here, exactly. Same formation, same setup. I know this is right off kickoff, so the AI is sometimes a little bit weird, but you see Neymar. I mean, he's center cam here, but he was essentially right cam, right forward at the start there, right? He's still sticking around there. It's pushed Dumornay out a little bit wide, so she's not quite accessible in that attack, but that happens sometimes. But yeah, do keep an eye out for Neymar's interesting movements here. And then Tatiana, yeah, she's not really likely to get in the box, although she is here on this one. Almost able to get her involved, and great move there from Neymar, but you get the idea. A little bit more support from the right cam. They will still get in the box or score every once in a while for you, but you see them kind of stopping around here in the box before a couple times here, of course. As I'm talking about it, they're showing to push on forward. Yeah, the idea here, you see just this weird movement again. I mean, Neymar's all the way here on the right side again. It's because Tatiana is dropping all the way off. That creates that space that allows Neymar to move into it. So if you do a double shot or striker, you don't get anywhere near as creative movement. If you do playmaker roaming or playmaker balanced, you don't get the same either. So build-ups have worked for me. Is it perfect? No. Is it allowing some variability, some flexibility, some uniqueness? Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm looking for here. I'm tired of... a big thing for the role system this year is we thought it would allow for more tactical creativity, but they don't interact with each other. So it's actually just less creative than last year. Last year they would, if there was space, they'd kind of move into it, right? Yeah, you'd have a center mid be a center mid, but if your other center mid was like, I'm gonna go attack because there's nobody else up there right now, then you know your second center mid might move over and cover that space. They might do something creative. There's all kinds of things that could happen, not frequently, but it could. And this year it's just not possible at all. So you're kind of doing these weird little build-up or roaming rules that just allow people to move away from where they're supposed to be. And sometimes that means somebody might occupy their space instead. And it's just not every single attack is the exact same. And that's what I'm looking for. I got really bored of the 4-2-3-1, which the wide, which still has some more movement than you get from most formations, right? But it's at this point of the year, I've seen every possible move it can make, and it's just making the game really boring for me. How am I winning that back? That's weird. Yeah, you get some, like sometimes the left mid or the right mid will be almost center cam, but like outside the box, and they don't tend to make runs into the box from there. Or they get into like exactly the same spot in the box, but it's just those two, and there's nothing else. And you know, it's either one or it's the other, and there's nothing you can do beyond that. And just essentially one is more effective than the other, so you're just waiting for the right one to be made instead of the wrong one. And again, super bored of that now. What a weird speed boost that was from Eusebio. And we've had a couple of games this week where I just can't say I agree. Like that is incisive plus Eusebio. But this is intercept plus Grealish. I have literally no idea how I'm not getting to that. I feel like in every way I should be faster to that than Vinny. This whole match is just like, and again, this is the kind of thing that just every single weekend it seems I'm doing great, I'm flying, no problems at all, and then just a couple of weird ones. I couldn't explain to you what's going on in this one. I don't feel like I play anymore, so I don't feel like I've deserved to concede most of these. Like generally speaking, most of these would have been intercepted or I press tackle and the right thing happens instead of the wrong thing, and that's all it is at this point. There it is bouncing back. The one tackle was made with the right foot instead of the left foot, and that's the difference, and that's why we're down 5. Can you believe? Have you ever seen me down 5? Well, here we are. Is that a feature of the formation? Maybe part of learning it. I don't think it's that bad defensively at all. It's definitely just part of me playing really poorly in this one. I was also trying out one of the other tactics. I think I put wingback on the fullback. The fullbacks are on... What am I doing here, too? Fullbacks are on false back balance as well. So the false back role is really important to keep in mind. That's allowing me to have a little bit more support in midfield without just kind of, you know, forcing them to be on wingback, which, again, is a role I've been bored of because I've used that for the last 5 months now or something. We are... Ooh, that's unlucky. We're shaping up for a comeback, and this is actually... I say unlucky, and then it's really lucky. I'm not quite sure how we are getting that back. 36. Again, I swap in at halftime and I go back to the tactic I was used to, and all of a sudden I start doing better. So part of this game, absolutely on me, of just trying to test something else out. You know, flying for the rest of the weekend, thinking I'll have no difficulty in the next game, just testing another formation or testing another role once again. That one was disappointing because that's Tiki plus and unable to complete that pass, and that's what I mean. Like, we will show that one again. Like, this might look like a proper interception to you, I don't know. But the idea is, you saw all the incisive passes they were able to make. I feel like that one is one I should be able to make. You know what I mean? It's his AI. I'm manually controlling all of my defenders. He's just letting the AI do it for him. Really disappointing for me. I just don't expect Van de Ven's AI to save him there, right? That's a good little dribble around. Bomb Pastor, that's fair. But you get what I mean. I feel like there were passes that were made from him that were just as close to my center back that weren't intercepted. And there's mine getting intercepted. There we are. And that's the difference in that game, you know. All it takes is his one goal that wasn't a bounce, or that was saved, that falls back to him. If that doesn't go in, and then if the one pass is made, it's 5-5, we're going to extra time. I mean, that's the difference in that one in the end to me, so. Unfortunately, we're going to go ahead and concede a corner as well. Stam is so annoying. He's not a card I did myself. Even if he's still out, I'm not going to do him. But he has been phenomenally annoying to come up against. There's some good tiki-taka, and then we're lucky that one does fall back. We'll take advantage of the low driven, of course. 12-1 here, not what we were looking for. And it's 2-2 going into the 79th. And actually, we're going to concede here again. So this is, I think, the first weekend for a while I've lost 2 legitimately. I think I've lost 1 on one account and gotten rank 1 on the other pretty much every weekend for a while. I will give away the other one for free, but we'll go 13-1. This one, I forget to update the record. We are 13-2 now, so we do have to win this one for rank 2. Get a nice little goal, ball down onto Eden Hazard. But yeah, I say all this kind of negatively in this one. Unfortunately, we aren't able to do it this one. I don't know what's going on there. Aren't successful for this count. I was really hoping we would be. Hoping Hazard was still carry, even without R9 next to him. We did not quite have the, I'd say, defensive stability, probably more than anything. Because we're able to score multiple goals in each game. Just not quite having the build-up or being successful there. So, not the weekend we wanted. But we're going to go to the other count. We're going to have the perfect amount of fun with R9, right? So that's going to be, we're going to be perfectly fine on there. Do tune in for that one. But yeah, let's get on into, I'd say the highlights of the packs. I'm not very happy about this. So you'll see what this is like here in a moment. Weekend of the past couple. I'm incredibly frustrated. I don't know what happened in that one game. All of a sudden, everything's different. None of the interceptions worked. It's 3 games ago now, and I'm still so phenomenally frustrated. I'd say let's hope we pack something to make up for it. We're not going to, because there's nothing in the packs right now that I want. Also, I came up against that De Gea. He didn't do anything to impress me, so I'm not excited about getting him. I don't know if I'll try him, but hey. The big 2 of 10. Carlito Tevez. Skulls 1 of 2. Only press-proven players this weekend. And long ball ruins the card. Tevez and... Honestly, I'll take fragging for like a future evo. Yeah, nothing there I want. We're not going to, I'm not going to open any of the other like big packs. I'm going to save it for next week. Hopefully there's some other card that gets released that's somebody I want. But we will hop on into, let's see. Save that one. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to save all of these for next week, because I think all of them will have the next team's promo as well. Final thoughts on the 4-2-2. It's a little bit exposed defensively. There's definitely things the opponent can do kind of just in this central midfield space where you've got no coverage. Beyond that, though, I think everything was alright. There's a couple games, I don't know what to do about them. I don't know if that's just a disadvantage of the formation or what. Obviously, the one we almost came back at the very end. Got very, very, very unlucky with just the intercept plus on, yeah, all 4 of these defenders. And the intercept minus on both of them, and just, like, not getting a single interception all match. The rest of the match, though, or the rest of the weekend was pretty fun. I think we will try this formation in the other account. We're looking at, we'll show the tactics. About this is what we ended up on, except I think I will take wingback back off. We tried that only 1 game. And I might, on the other account, mess with, like, poacher or false 9 or something. Just to balance out positionally the 2 strikers. I don't have much to say. We had fun in most of the games, and then just the whole experience gets ruined at the end, which is very consistent, actually, for the past, like, month and a half of weekend leagues. I've not been able to get through the whole weekend without raging, so hopefully we'll have more fun on the other account. We've got R9 to look forward to, so do tune in for the 99 Futties R9 Weekend League run. Hopefully we'll get the rank 1 on that account. It'd be sad if we didn't, but hey, it is what it is. Thank you all for watching. We will tune into the R9 one immediately here, so stick around everybody. But thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Take care. Hello and welcome back to another Weekend League. We're taking a look at the account that really should be getting rank 1. It's the Futties R9. Let's go. What else is there to say with this one? It's going to be all about him. He has been showing up Hazard recently, so we'll see if he can continue that for the weekend. Demoting Dumornay from Striker to Cam for this account. We'll see between everybody else I've got how long that'll last, just because of the passing play styles more than anything else. Pinto demoted from Cam to CDM, so finding we're kind of dropping some players back. A lot of the same players regarding everywhere else. Still debating between Stones and Maldini. He's got to be on the bench, actually. Yeah, I don't have much to say for this count. I will be messing with, I think, Hazard's role. Starting with False 9, we'll go to Poacher, probably in the end. Attack or support. Just maybe to balance out that attack a little bit more to kind of support this one dropping back. Be a little bit maybe more creative for Neymar to get in. Although with him dropping back, it might prevent Neymar from cutting inside as much. Maybe not, so we'll see what happens there. Try to keep you updated with what I change here, but we'll start with False 9. Why not? Don't expect to keep it. But hey, yeah, let's just get right on into the highlights. I know how bad everybody wants to see this card. I want to use them really bad. Let's go.